He ain't never slumber, never put him to the test. He be reigning king forever, resurrected after death. All praise to God, brother, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, all praise to the one.
Yes, sir.
All right, we in the building. AC Sports Live on the 25th day of February, the Lord's year 2025. Got a full show for you tonight. My mentor, my coach, Papa Don Norford, will be my guest tonight, and he's going to talk about some of the keys to success, amongst other things. This event this weekend, huge event, dedicating the Long Beach Poly track and field to Don and Carol Norford this weekend. So we'll talk about that almost all night long, and we'll put the flyer up in the corner so that you can see it and you could put it on your calendar and not miss out. So we'll keep that on the screen right next to Muhammad Ali so you can't miss it. Got some folks in here. Shout out, peace, love, and blessings. Not sure who that is. Is like that sub 6? Is that sub 6? Sub 60? Maybe. Sub 6? Miss Birch, praise Yeshua. Thanks for tuning in. The whole show tonight is wrapped around the love and support of the community of Long Beach, where I was raised. So this show will be a little different than our normally scheduled programming. We still have a packed show. Like I said, Papa Don will be on shortly. My 2 cents. Iggy gets his number retired in Golden State. I'll give my 2 cents on that. Brother Dwight is in the building. Hope he has him a plate full of chicken wings. I know I wish I had me a plate right now. My Eagles and the White House invite the All-Star game blame. My tender love report. My man Cat is on it again. We got to get Cat some help. And then, if you remember Johnathan Martin, football player, NFL football player who cried bullying, is back in the news. And my sports flicks is a documentary of sorts called Memes and Nightmares. I'll give my little 2 cents on that. Tonight's show is brought to us by All In CDL Training. The future of commercial driving. It's a good time to get your career started. And we've added an element to those who are served at All In CDL Training, now focusing on veterans. So if you know of a veteran who is looking for a career change and loves to drive, loves to be on the road, this would be an awesome career. So focusing on veterans, recently released from prison, young men, those who have learning disabilities, and possibly test-taking anxiety. The people at All In are educators and located in Long Beach. And in today's climate, I can say Black owned. So you can't go wrong with that. If you know somebody that could benefit from that, give them this information: 909-708-4861. www.allincdltraining.com. Happy Boy's in here, and he's on the road. Hope he's not on the road watching the show. Maybe he's on the road just listening to the show. I found an old meme for Happy Boy. This one's for Happy Boy right here. What's going on with them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? All right, man. This show is also brought to us by Impact Cell. I've been on it, and coming this Saturday, I'm gonna need it because they got me running the 4x100 meter old timers race. I just found out I'm running anchor. I don't know how this is gonna look, but my goal is to finish and not blow a wheel. Do not want to blow a wheel, and don't want to embarrass myself, embarrass my family, and most importantly, embarrass Papa Don, as I'm one of his athletes. And if I can't get down the home stretch in front of 500 people, what was it all about? So Impact Cell is my fountain of youth. If you type in Live 25, you will get a discount. All it takes is about 12-15 drops in about, I think, 10 ounces of water or juice or whatever, and it gets you right. Also brought to us by DEM Clothing. Dominate every matchup, period. And also helmet skins. And I have to post that in the chat when we get done, because I can't find the flyer. But I know my big bro, Knox Smith, is one of the people that are in charge of getting those skins to your team, where you can change the helmet paint of your helmets for a team without buying new helmets. And several teams that you've seen playing on television actually use skins, and it's a pretty cool thing. All right, so the Lakers are playing right now versus the Dallas Mavericks, and these new look Lakers, they might be able to make some noise since nobody plays defense anymore, which may have me jump to my 2 cents before we bring on Papa Don. And what we're talking about is the decline in basketball interest, the decline in basketball effort. I loved Andre Iguodala when he played for the 76ers. He exemplified a hard-working, skilled, high-flyer defensive guy. He goes to Golden State and becomes a champion, and they retired his jersey. And I got on the debate chat and we went a little further and was like, well, do you believe Andre Iguodala deserves his jersey to be retired? Then you say, well, does Draymond Green deserve to be a Hall of Famer? Those who believe the Golden State wouldn't be Golden State without Andre Iguodala or Draymond Green, more power to you. But my comment was, this is the participation trophy generation. And everybody's going to be seen as, a key cog in the wheel of a championship team. I have no problem with Andre Iguodala having his jersey retired in Golden State, but he played way better in Philadelphia, and we're not trying to retire his jersey there. However, Andre Iguodala was the Finals MVP because LeBron GOAT James was his assignment, and they won the championship. That lets you know how good LeBron James was. But the discussion went further and further, talking about Draymond being better than, certain people. And I was kind of like, is Draymond better than Anthony Mason? Is Draymond better than, because I said, well, Bill Laimbeer was part of a championship dynasty and nobody's asking for his jersey to be retired. And it was like, well, they actually have retired Bill Laimbeer's jersey. So I throw my hands up. I guess it doesn't mean a whole lot when you're a very marginal shooter, one-time All-Star. So if Bill Laimbeer can get his jersey retired, then what's stopping any championship team from retiring the entire starting five's jersey? Does that make it less special? It's interesting though. Why now for Andre Iguodala? Max says the Laker game is crazy. I got it on right now. And I know I'm gonna watch the replay and everything else. But y'all know I'm not the biggest Laker fan. I just like stories, and this would have been a way better story if Anthony Davis was playing. But he's consistent. He's in street clothes. That's his nickname, street clothes. Casey Martin here says, I just want to jump on and remind the public that the Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. As you should. As you can see, I got my Jalen Hurts jersey posted up in the back. Not going to let that go by. Will the Eagles go to the White House and see Happy Boy's homeboy, Agent 47? They haven't formally declined. It's all hearsay. People trying to be first with the story. But the rumor is it's a resounding no. And it could be receipts. 47 picked the Chiefs. We ain't trying to come see you. I got my Shador. I'm going to pull a Shador. I got receipts. You didn't pick us, no way. And I'm pretty sure it's bigger than that. I think going to the White House is like taking a picture with O.J. Simpson. You don't need that kind of smoke in your life. Happy Boy would go. That's his dog. I don't know, bro. Y'all uncovering all this money. Am I going to get my native land back? And am I going to get some money from the reparations from my people playing Build America for free for my entire life? If that ain't happening, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. White folks been fleecing this country for years, since they got here. Fleecing. Free labor. Not gonna pay the people for 400 years of free labor. I don't want to hear about no $5,000 kickback from Musty. I'm not gonna say the names. I'm not gonna give him no popularity, clicks. You know what I'm talking about. LaDon James is in here. LaDon Williams. KC Mark, go to sleep. Nah, bro, we wide awake. Happy Boy says, get him on speed dial. Hey, go get your boy, man. If he forgives my student loans, we can talk. LaDon James Williams? No. All right, man. When we come back, we're going to jump into an interview with Papa Don Norford and talk to him a little bit about how it feels to be honored in such a manner as having a name of a historical, deep, rich history track as the Long Beach Poly Track and Field. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Papa Don. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on AC Sports Live in a minute.
Dominate every matchup, period. This should be the mindset of every competitor in both team and individual sports and in life. Each day we wake up, regardless of the task, regardless of what we're facing, we gotta decide whether we're gonna dominate or be dominated, period. There is no in between. We believe whoever wears our gear embodies that DEM mindset. Dominate every matchup, period. The question is, which side will you be on?
And we're back. All right, so you guys see these cone drills and individualized workouts on Instagram and TikTok, football players and track athletes doing starts and all that good stuff. Well, 50 years ago, maybe even 60, but 50 years ago for sure, 30 years ago, for me personally, I began working out with a guru who helped me understand my body and how to make it run faster, more efficiently, quicker, stronger, and how to get the most out of our movements and how to mentally prepare for competition. Don Norford, also known as Papa Don, introduced us to cones, introduced us to combine drills, introduced us to how to run the 40-yard dash, introduced us to film. And a lot of the things I learned from Papa Don, I still implement to this day for myself, for my son, for the student athletes I work with. A man of faith, a man who has given his life to the empowerment, the betterment, the uplifting of young people in the community of Long Beach. So I had a chance to sit down with him and ask him a few questions, talk some football, talk some track, and then talk about this event this weekend. So let's take a look at an interview with Papa Don. Part one, it's a two-part interview. A lot of people want to know, since you retired, but you're now, I know you're around. What are you up to these days? What's your day like?
Mainly what I do, T, is I spend a lot of time with my wife, and I spend a lot of time on the Word. I spend a lot of time with God, and I still work out and everything. I still read books and all that kind of stuff. So I've slowed down a lot. Yeah. So I'm living a good life. God has blessed me with a good life.
Are you able to catch any track meets or any football games?
Yeah, I do.
And what do you see today? Today's athlete compared to the years gone by?
In my opinion, it's just my opinion, but they don't be serious enough. They don't be committed like they should be. Eating, drinking, and sleeping. You don't see that. What you see is kids that's being babied and all that kind of stuff. And their self-discipline is not good, but they want to be successful. And it's not going to work out for a lot of them. And it'll follow them all the way through their adulthood. Mm-hmm.
I'm so blessed to have come in a time where I got all that good teaching and the life lessons you taught us. And with that being said, this week is very special.
Oh, yes, it is.
The community of Long Beach has come together and made our voices known that we would like to have the track and field at Long Beach probably named after you and Carol.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean, what are your emotions surrounding this event?
I'm full with unspeakable joy because, once my wife passed away, and I was devastated at the time, but then I worked myself out of it, and just kept being led by the Holy Spirit, and then that Spirit, the Holy Spirit, told me, Carol need to be reckoned. I don't want Carol to be forgotten, and that's what this is all about. That's what it's all about.
So all the coaching, the track meets, the cone drills, the sprint drills, the 40-yard dash, combine, all that stuff. All of us athletes who've gone through your program, we all had a connection to Carol. How did that come about?
Well, me and Carol was one. If you saw me, you saw her. If you saw her, you saw me. And she's my right hand. I couldn't have done not half this without her. Without her supporting me and encouraging me and giving me confidence to keep moving forward. Could not have happened without her. And then also the number one thing was God put it on my heart to do this. And when he did that, he showed me how. He was always with me. I gave the track team to Jesus. I had a big meeting with the kids. I told the parents, this is Jesus' team, it's not my team, it's not none of my coaches' team, this is his team. And what he says goes. And I stayed with that.
Your faith was always something you instilled in us.
Yeah.
How big was that in the whole grand scheme?
That was everything. That was everything. Because without faith, it wouldn't have been nothing. I've been guessing and all that. And I didn't want to do that. And I was dealing with God's children. And I took that very, very serious. So I would read books. I'd go to seminars. I'd go hear other coaches speak and start putting it all together. What would be good for our team, for our kids. And that's how I grew in faith.
And how are you able to teach humility and extreme confidence at the same time?
Well, that's the way my parents raised me. To be humble and be confident in what you're doing, and to be a communicator. And I watched my parents as they raised us. I watched them closely, and as I got older, I started seeing more and more of what they had put in me, and it was all good. So I passed it on to all my student athletes.
All the athletes, the NFL players, the Olympians, all the accolades that you've received, what would you say is the most gratifying part of it all?
Is to see my athletes grow up and to have that special relationship with them. Because I knew my athletes like the back of my hand. And I considered them all my spiritual children too. So that's the most gratifying thing that happened in my life, and that's what I miss most. I don't miss the grind. I don't miss that, but I do miss that other thing. Yeah.
So right now, as we're in the middle of this interview with Papa Don, the event is this weekend, and we still have a few minutes more of this interview as I'm going to ask him a few questions about who was the best athlete he's ever coached to see if he cracks on that one. Once again, this weekend, the Don and Carol Norford Long Beach Poly High School track and field and stadium dedication ceremony is Saturday, 3/1/25, March 1st, 25 at 11 a.m. I might have said 9 a.m. on my Facebook post. I was a little bit anxious, but I know if I were you, I would get there at 9. This one is a free. This is the free part. This part is free. 9 a.m. is probably what time I would get there if I were you. 11 a.m. is the start time. And it should go to 2 o'clock. And I expect to be a packed crowd. I expect people to be having like a family reunion type of a good time. Former athletes, food truck, DJ, community businesses all in there. It's going to be like a carnival. And then we'll have the actual track reveal. When guys are coming out of town for the event, we're having a meet and greet on Friday at Long Beach Unified Bar and Lounge. And we're going to call this the Return of the Hutch. If you remember the Hutch back in the day. If you're from Long Beach, you remember the Hutch. At 2222 East Anaheim Street in Long Beach. Not quite downtown, but on the east side. And the gala, for those who like to dress up and be on the red carpet, will be at Altar at 230 Pine Avenue. And that is downtown Long Beach. We have the presentation of the inaugural Don and Carol Norford Award. It's a red carpet upscale event. Appetizers, cocktail. Tickets are available. Let's put that up there. Tickets. We need to show, how do you get tickets? Someone asked. I know I have it somewhere. Not that one. Where is my tickets? There we go. So tickets. Tickets are on sale now for the gala. First 50 tickets are $45. And then after the first 50, it jumps up to $65 each. So please, please, please act now while the $45 tickets are still available. And I'm sure people will be buying them at the door. And that's how we do. You can actually pick up a physical ticket at VIP at 1028 East PCH or at Mimi's Braid Boutique at 3550 Long Beach Boulevard, right by the Pan. If you haven't been to the Pan, it's a great spot to eat. Tickets available. Get yours now for the Celebration of Excellence Gala at Altar downtown. I appreciate you guys. Neil Macon's liking it so far. We still got another half, second part 2 of the interview. And for those who want to take a picture with Papa Don on Saturday, I suggest you bring your elbow pads, because it's going to be a lot of people coming into town to get that photo op, because we're giving him his flowers while he's still with us. Unfortunately, Carol went on to be with the Lord many years ago, and she's not here to see this, but I'm sure she's watching and she's proud from above. So come out this Saturday and show some love. All right, let's get back to the interview, man. Let's see if Papa Don reveals who his top athlete was of all time. I don't know if he's going to do it. He's so proper and he don't want to cause no ruffles with all the student athletes he worked with. But let's see what he says. You talk about the grind. Some athletes just have it. And I've seen sometimes, even coming up, we saw a couple of kids during my era that just had something different. The Brian Woodwards, the Andre Anderson, the Solomons. They just had that it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there somebody that just jumps out that was just unreal in the number of gifts that God blessed them with in athletic ability?
There were so many of them, T. That's a loaded question.
He was really loaded.
Yeah.
We debate all the time on sports talk groups, and I'm like, man, you don't have a clue of what I've seen. From the Bryshawn Nellums,
Yes, yeah.
Dale Rideau's,
Dale
Willie
Rideau.
Kelly's,
Willie McGinnis. Yeah.
Parker's, and these guys are just extremely gifted athletes.
Yeah.
So that always throws me back to, okay, so since so many people were gifted, who did the most with the least? Who was the kid that you knew if you could fix their running style? And give them some tips and some tools that they can just go a long way.
Well, one was you. Yeah, one was you and the other one.
I told this story last week. I said I didn't know how to run.
No, you did. I remember I had
You don't know how
to.
to run, son.
Yeah.
I'm fast though, coach. I ain't never lost to
And working with Omar.
more stop.
Omar, yeah.
We both had terrible gaits. Our
Yeah.
gait was terrible.
Yeah.
Looked good, but we weren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I just know that can you teach speed is a question that is always talked about in these little chat rooms. What's your take when someone says, "Can you teach speed?"
Yeah, you can teach speed. Because, the way God made the human body was built for speed. And see, you can teach it. You got to observe your athletes and see what they want. And I used to watch you guys gauge your hips and stuff. I could tell a lot about you, what kind of athlete you are, and then go from there. But you can teach speed. I don't know what those coaches are talking about. You can't teach speed. You can teach it. Of course, others gonna be faster than others, but you can teach speed. You can take the slowest guy and make him faster, or the slowest woman. You can make them faster.
Right. All right. So now, what would you say what was your best memory as a track coach? Would it be pin relays or?
It'd be pin relays.
Yeah.
Pin relays, with no doubt. You got approximately 65 nations there. You representing the country, and you're running against older people because the Caribbean kids can go to school, high school till they're 20 years old. So you come up there with some teenagers, you better have them prepared. Yeah, no doubt about it. And of course the state meet. Yeah, I love Arcadia, Mount Sac. I love those meets because they challenge you. And you know how I feel about it. I challenge you guys all the time. So I love those meets, yeah.
This weekend is going to bring us all together, and it's going to be like a family reunion. What are you expecting to see? We got Friday meet and greet, Saturday morning the actual ceremony dedication, and then Saturday evening we're going to have a gala where we're all going to dress up and come out.
It's going to be so, man, this weekend is going to be so full of God's love and presence. I can't wait. I'm getting all. I try to stay cool and calm, but I've been getting a little jittery. Yeah, it's gonna be one to see and seeing kids growing up with their children, and just like you, see their children how they grew up and stuff, and the things that I used to teach about taking care of your children and actually seeing it. That's a great thing for me.
As a man of wisdom, I've always looked towards you for wisdom and encouragement. All of us former athletes are raising our families in a time where it sometimes seems a little scary and uncertain out there.
Yeah.
Not even have the faith that we have, and may not have that foundation of the Lord in their life. What would be your message to the people who may not be as courageous as they should be at this point in time?
I bring the word of God to them. They all they got to do is pick that Bible up, and everything they need is in that Bible. That's God talking to us. And anything you need is right there. And all you have to do is read it, believe it, and trust in the Lord, and love Him, and do it, and you'll be successful. He even got like Psalm 91, a scripture that protects you and all that. He got everything for you. Healing scriptures and, encouraging, All they have to do is humble themselves and do it and let God work in their life. Keep God first, you ain't gonna have no problems. He covers everything. He goes before you in everything. See, that's all they have to do. And be consistent with it. And they'll be successful. They'll be surprised what the Lord would do for you. Signs, wonders, and miracles. Amen. That's what I'm looking for on Saturday. Signs, wonders, and miracles.
Amen.
Yeah.
Signs, wonders, and miracles. Signs, wonders, and miracles. Put that on the shirt. And put Papa Don at the bottom. He taught me a lesson when I was about 16 years old, and it was about thinking. and not being oblivious. It was about looking beyond the surface, and the object was a watch. Do you ever think about what makes that watch tick? And I was like, no, I never thought about it. I encourage you to look and see what that watch needs in order to tick. I encourage you to open up a watch and see what's inside. And I encourage you to see if you can replicate something like it if called to do so. Using your creativity, using what you've learned in math and science. And as a 16-year-old kid, I thought, just my coach being my coach, he's just trying to, invoke some wisdom into my mind to get me to think deeply and to see the world differently. And I asked my own son the same thing. Like, have you ever looked at your controller and wondered how it works? And it's a lesson about everything in life. People's conversations, people's text messages, newspaper articles, TV shows, documentaries. How are things made? And why are things made? And why are certain topics headlined the way they're headlined? I studied this in college. And this might be why I'm so, not against politics, but I just choose not to engage because I know what's happening. I know that it's a competition for allegiance. And half the time, the people aren't even saying what they actually believe, but they're just part of an angle. So everything you see, my good friend Tim Hood would say, your third eye. I don't call it that, but I understand what he means when he says that. But you're thinking deeper, not the surface, but the actual substance of what the topic might be. So even when it comes to running, the technique that we were taught was worlds before its time. The things that we were taught weren't being taught by everybody else. As Don said, he went to the coaching clinics and listened to the coach and listened to what they had to say, but you will always take away from those talks just the parts that you need to make your program work. You don't need to take every single part from the watch you took apart to create your own watch. You just need the parts that you think will be helpful, the things that will help you and what you have to work with. And then you perfect that with hard work, diligence, attention to detail. So it all correlates. It all works together in the grand scheme. So when he said today's athletes don't look at it seriously, they don't take it seriously, I totally know where he's coming from because I'm in the classroom teaching young people, and it's a different day. It's very difficult getting the attention of young people because of all the distractions they have. I'm thankful that we didn't have as many distractions, and we were able to have one-on-one talks. We were able to have those aha moments. So I'm thankful, and I'm really, really appreciative of the things that I've learned from not only Papa Don, but all my coaches. I think Coach Errol Parker is on here, another one of my mentors. Coach Cardell Tadamy was one of my mentors. It's just, you take a little bit from each person that is fed into your life, and then you become a better version of yourself. So now I am teaching some of the same lessons that Papa Don and my other coaches taught me. Even Coach Ron Palmer was my basketball coach. I didn't go on to play basketball, but my 2 years playing for Coach Palmer, I learned from him. I learned from, Coach Merle Cole. He wasn't my position coach, but he was my wisdom coach who would always pull me to the side and talk to me. And that's kind of where Long Beach Poly is a little bit different. Everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to help you excel above your competitors. And that's kind of what this whole thing is about. And family, and the impact that family had on all of us. And Coach Don and Carol being that concrete foundation that we could all look at and emulate and try to be like. So here I am in my 26th year of marriage and not looking back, trying to be like Coach Don and Carol. I just know this weekend is going to be awesome. So once again, if you want to come feel the love, show up this weekend. If nothing else, make sure you come to the dedication ceremony Saturday at Long Beach Poly. And come take pictures, come hug your people you ain't seen in a long time. The track has been painted. They've done the deal. It is a done deal. It's on the track, and when you come, you'll see the name, dedication. It's going to be awesome. If you can, come out Friday and just hang out. So some of your folks you ain't seen in a while, 7 p.m. until at Chucky's Spot, the Long Beach Unified Bar and Lounge. Food, drinks, probably the game will be on television. Saturday night is an opportunity for you to contribute because the Don and Carol Norford Scholarship Fund will be the beneficiary of the proceeds of this gala. Again, tickets are on sale. Look at the Don and Carol Norford Facebook page for a link to purchase your tickets or go in person to VIP or Mimi's Braid Boutique. All right, so let me get back to some of the topics we had on tap for tonight's show, as we are so full of love with the theme of love and family and togetherness. And part of being a family is telling somebody when they're being tender. So the Tender Love Report tonight has a couple of people on it. You don't want to be on the Tender Love Report. Remember Johnathan Martin, a young man who played for the Miami Dolphins with Richie Incognito. So now the story has changed. When we heard the story, he was saying it was racism. He was being attacked by Richie Incognito, and he was racist and all this other stuff. And here we are, 20 years later? He said he made it up because he didn't want to give up his signing bonus. That's tender, man. Matter of fact, it might be worthy to strike up the song because it's only right. Big, swole, weight room, offensive lineman, big on big. We were riding for you because Richie Incognito was a piece of work. But you up here lying, man. So now we got to see, well, what do you owe Richie Incognito besides an apology? I don't know the extent of the bullying, or was it just simply holding your boy accountable as your teammate? But getting this man suspended or whatever happened to Incognito after the fact, bruh. Also, Tender Love, Carl Anthony Towns, man. All right, so I saw a series of events. He gets
tried to punch it, couldn't.
All right, so Cat goes to the rack, tries to punch it on the Celtics. And you saw If you saw last week, he says, "Oh my God" on every shot. Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, he doesn't look hurt at this point, but then moments later,
as Towns hobbles to the New York huddle. The Celtics increase their lead to 12 points.
man.
8.5 to go, but a sign on the sideline. And the smoke detector just went off.
All right. I call
As Towns hobbles to the New York.
I call Cap because he went back in the game. And that's what I'm talking about, man. They don't make dudes like they used to. You get your dunk block. Yeah, your pride is hurt a little bit, but you don't go lay down on the bench and act like you're gonna die. You just take a knee where you at on the floor, rub it a little bit, and hop back in the game. This cat made a whole scene. Tender love, man. I can't get down with it, man. I also saw something that made me a little, I won't say cringe.
Review on this. John Morant and Allen both hugged it out.
Defensive foul. Plays under review to see if the foul occurred after the 24-second clock.
Cruz, Mobley.
Okay, so the scenario here is John Morant got dunked on by Jared Allen. They keep each other up so they don't fall. I think that's a good thing. I get it. He held him up, got foul. Then Ja cries about the foul call. But look, is this what it is? They're good friends. It's all lovey-dovey. Is this what's wrong with the NBA? Is this what's wrong with the NBA All-Star game? I don't think it's wrong to have good sportsmanship. But something in the competitive atmosphere, I think what they did was good. John Morant contested a dunk. John Morant plays hard. Got dunked on. Held my man up so he didn't fall. They hugged it out, but they're competing. So the fine line between being a competitor or being a friendly big brother not gonna play hard, I think there's a fine line. And I know there was a little debate, nostalgia came up, and it's Channing Frye. I'm not sure how old this is, but he says nostalgia is killing the NBA. The 90s basketball era with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant was not as clean as you think. Y'all forget that Jordan left the league for 2 years, and y'all forget that Kobe, rest in peace, quit on his team in the playoffs and refused to shoot the ball. Why would anyone want to be the face of a league when every network constantly criticizes them for not being someone from the 40 years ago? It's ridiculous. It's unfair. Okay, let's address this real quick, Mr. Fry. The reason why we love Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, Tony Allen, the Detroit Pistons of the 2000s, the Indiana Pacers of the late 1990s, the New York Knicks of the 90s, the Houston Rockets of the 90s. It's not just Kobe and Michael Jordan. It was the example they set for the league. So the league was competitive. Yeah, you had some bad teams, but you had a dogfight when you played the Pacers. You knew you had a dogfight when you played the Pistons. Today, like right now, Luka is playing hard because he has a built-in enemy in the team that just traded him. So you're going to see OG Luka, triple-double Luka. And now you have Luka and LeBron James looking like the contenders in the West. We'll wait till they see OKC and they see Denver again. They blew Denver out. They just blew out the Dallas Mavericks. Well, they didn't blow them out. They beat them by 8. But convincingly, the new improved Lakers, who 2 weeks ago we thought that the Mavericks got the best of this deal. I did too. But since Anthony Davis is already hurt, we know who won that deal. But Luka's playing with a chip on his shoulder. How can we get everybody to play with a chip on their shoulder? How can we get people to compete? That's the key. That's what Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, even Shaquille O'Neal when he was motivated. They wanted to beat you. I don't know if today's NBA player wants to beat teams. I think they want to get through games. Like they want to survive the regular season and then turn it on in the playoffs. I think that's what we're talking about. I don't think it's nostalgia. I think it's what the people want to see. If I buy a ticket to go see a game, it's because I know I'm going to see Kawhi Leonard play hard. Not anymore. Now I have to guess if Kawhi Leonard's going to play. So this is all the fault of Kawhi Leonard. This is all the fault of LeBron James. This is all the fault of KD. This is all the fault of Steph Curry. All the potential faces of the NBA of the last generation have allowed a take my talents to Miami, load management, yacht trips, vacationing trips, buddy NBA. How do we restore competitive spirit? How do we restore competitive nature? That's what's missing in the NBA. That's why I'm not so enthusiastic about the NBA right now, because it's just a 3-point contest with a couple of storylines. I'm not sure of who's going to play hard tonight. We'll see if it changes, but I don't see no incentive at this point. My mentor, Errol Parker, was on the line. Thank you so much, Coach, Minister. SG Trilogy is in here. Peace and blessings, my brother. Casey March staying on LaDon. LaDon Williams, you about to get this Eagle talk all through the summer. This is just the beginning, homeboy. We got to give us a new chant. LaDon said, Casey March, you getting blocked. We're not gonna hear no Eagles talk. Squawk. Appreciate that, Neil Macon Sr. Dwight Chicken Wing Smith, wonderful interview and pictures. Great memories. Thanks for sharing, T-Bird. I got you, Brother Dwight. Knock is in here. I appreciate that, man. Good stuff, bro. I appreciate you, Knock. Shout out to Knock. Check out the Knock Smith on his website, on his Facebook page for those skins. If you want your team to change helmets mid-season without buying new helmets, you buy skins. It only takes like 10 minutes to put them on and off. Tanya Scott, appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate that, Coach Parker. Charleston Blue. Act Dog in the house. One of the greatest under 6 feet basketball players, high jumpers ever. And that's what Coach Don's talking about. There's too many great athletes to even name. Act Dog one of the guys I looked up to when I was at Poly. First guy who told me Jesus was a black man. And I said, well, take it one more step. Not only was he a black man, but his name is Yeshua HaMashiach, as I've been studying Hebrew. Akdog, man of knowledge, a man who follows Haile Selassie. I would like to think that's what if I'm wrong, correct me. One of the best brothers I know, Akdog, John Atkinson. Yes, sir. Sports Flix. I did check out Memes and Nightmares. So Chris Johnson is my classmate at UCLA. His younger brother, Josiah Johnson, has a documentary on Netflix. No, it's on Hulu. I'm sorry, on Hulu. And it's called Dreams. Oh, I don't say Dreams and Nightmares. Memes and Nightmare. Play on words with the song Dreams and Nightmares. But it's about the disappearance of the J.R. Smith squint meme. It's hilarious. It's actually a mock-you-drama where it's supposed to be funny. It's not necessarily powerful or revealing something we didn't know. It's actually a funny mockumentary about NBA Twitter and how Josiah is the king of NBA Twitter and he retired from it. And he got his inspiration back. I'm spoiling it, but it'll still be pretty funny if you watch it. It's on Hulu. If you're a sports fan, you're an NBA Twitter member, I think you'll enjoy it. Memes and Nightmares on Hulu, starring Josiah Johnson. All right. I think that is all. I do have a couple of videos. A segment I want to introduce is called what we're not gonna do is. What we're not gonna do is. Here we go. So a couple of videos I saw on my timeline. I said this is an inspiration for what we're not gonna do. These youngsters, man. All right, so 7-on-7 is a big thing, but apparently, so is gun toting and BBLs. So these young jits. I'm sprinting to the comments and I'm saying this is what we're not going to do. I guess their fathers don't come to their games because there's no way my son is doing this. The thing most 80s and 90s and that we being old school and the celebration because they know that fake gun pointing is something that's in their life. I promise some of these kids are confused. They don't know if they want to be a boy or a girl. Where are the fathers? Lord Jesus, help me. Very clear there's no Papa Don in this situation because Don would have been on our head. All our coaches would have been on our head. They would not have had it, and you would not have seen it. It would not have been a thing to do. Another one. Coach Parker will appreciate this one. This kid does a dance before he shoots his free throw and misses. And my boys, the Cottonmouth crew, is critiquing it. And if you haven't seen the Cottonmouth crew, they are hilarious too. You need to make them free throws, and he's gonna be up there dancing. That's just horrible, man. They said he'd be on the bench for the rest of the season. What's going on, man? I don't understand it. What is really going on with our people, man? I don't know. What I do know is still Unk season as I get out of here. And this Unk, my wife sent me this Unk season. You might have seen this one. And they say black folks don't like water. I knew something was up when he had his shoes on. He kept, you jump in feet first. And you know that's all bad. Look at him. Oh, can't swim. Boy, I'll tell you.
Hey, yo. Why the fuck I I told you you retarded.
And the auntie laughing sound like she smoke a pack a day. I really can't call it, man. We got to do better as a people. It's Black History Month, and we doing this. This is what we're not doing. That's the name of the segment. All right, man. That's my show. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to flip over to Chevy and Nasty. The Ride is on YouTube. Be sure to tune in if you get an opportunity. And this Saturday, I will see you at Long Beach Poly High School at 11 a.m. for the dedication ceremony. Papa Don. And reminder that this show was brought to us by All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. allincdltraining.com. Check them out. Check out Denock Smith and his skins for your helmets on his website. This is Facebook. And once again, get your tickets today for the Don and Carol Norford Celebration of Excellence Gala, March 1st, 7 p.m. at Altar, downtown Long Beach. Pick up your tickets this week at VIP or Mimi's. All right. Friday night meet and greet at Long Beach Unified Bar and Lounge, and Saturday morning at the track of Long Beach Poly. All right, man. I think that's it. I think I got everything covered. Blow this up as we go out. Get that information up in you on your schedule. Get it on your schedule. That way you don't miss out. You don't say, I didn't know. All right. We'll see you next time on the flip side. I'm AC. It's AC Sports Live. Peace and blessings. We'll see you next time. Peace.